Hi, and welcome. We're the Weasley sisters. I'm Jessica, aka Naturally Knitting. This is episode 209.
And I'm Allena, also known as Star Knits. Today is August the 22nd, and this is our bi-monthly. I always say that. This is our bi-monthly podcast. If this is your first time watching, welcome. If you're a regular, thanks for coming back.
So we'll pull up a chair, grab your knitting or spinning, and craft along with us.
Yes. So let's just skip over Mojo and go straight to whips. Do you have any whips?
Yes. Wrap that up. I actually, it's not quite finished yet, but I finished my Find Your Fade shawl.
Woohoo! Yay!
It needs to be blocked, and I'm going to wait to do that so I can turn it in for detention for the house cut.
How does it look?
Pretty awesome, if I do say so myself.
It does. That's cool.
It's like so ginormously huge, and I know everyone has said that about this thing, but it's like taller than me. But isn't this awesome? I love it. But yeah.
That is awesome. That's so nice that you finished it finally.
I know. I got my button gear and started working on it. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure how everyone wears it. I'll have to like play around because it's so huge. But yeah, it's gonna be great. I have it done for fall, and I'm excited. But it's warm, and it's all hand spun. I actually did this from scratch. I had made bats and then blended them and then made roll eggs and spun them and then knit it. So I think I started about 6 months ago, and then I dropped it once term started last term for the house cup, and didn't work on it. So then I was about, I think I was like in the purple here. So I finished this like pink up to the gold over this month. So yeah, I'm glad it's done. I really like it, and I'm excited to see it blocked. So that's done. Oh, and I've also been working on my socks for Dad.
Oh.
They don't really look like much right now, but they are legs and heel flaps. I just need to do, I'm going to be doing a heel turn soon and picking up, and then it'll go fast from there. Yeah. So that's all I'm working on knit-wise.
Cool. I have a lot of stuff. So I have the socks that just need bound off, and I'm waiting for the first for these socks. This is the Aquaphobia socks that I knit from the toe up. Using Fairy Tale Knits Thor's Hammer base in the Knobby Socks colorway. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Nope, sorry, it's Elf colorway. In her Thor's Hammer sock base, which is a new base that she has. It's superwash merino nylon 80/20 sport weight. So it's going to be pretty nice socks, squishy and soft. So I'm just waiting for the first to bind those off, so I have a detention project. I am also working on, I'm like unloading my box bag. So I was working on this, which is a test crochet, and it's going to be a fox for just a simple stitch. Now, I ran into a problem though. So what I'm working on. So I ran into a problem, like some of the numbers were off. So I messaged her and she was like, oh, I fixed that. I need to send you an updated pattern. So I'm waiting for the updated pattern before I can finish it. So this fox is on hold right now till I get that updated pattern to finish test crocheting. And the last but not least, I've been working on this is my newt.
Yay!
So I am absolutely loving it, and I'm carrying it around. Like, I'm just bringing this big old extra large pocket around. It's as big as my purse, but I don't care, because I really don't want to start anything else, one, before the first, and two, I want to get this done. So I am working on the yoke because it's a top-down sweater. So here, I'm like going to try and fold it for you. So this is the sweater so far.
It's awesome looking.
So like here is the sleeves. I have a couple more repeats, like 3 maybe, before I am done with the yoke. So then I would separate the sleeves out. But I'm really liking how this yarn is striping. And this is still the first skein. I think the first skein like had 300 plus yards or more. I don't remember. I lost a little paper that I had it written on. So I have another one that I wound up ready to go when this one is done. So, yeah. And for those of you that don't know, so I spun this yarn for a newt that I failed a couple terms ago, and I was spinning it for this sweater, which is the gooseberry cardigan. So, I had like 2,100 yards, I think, and the pattern called for like 18 something, but I did a gauge swatch and I got a bigger gauge than what they suggested. Like they wanted 5.5 stitches per inch and I got 4.5, or I got a smaller, bigger. The gauge thing confuses me. So I had Jessica help me with the math, and we figured I would just knit for the length for the extra large size, because they only go up to extra large and I need like a 2X. Like I need a 53 inch and they only go up to 51 3/4 of an inch size. So we did the math and I'm following the large size numbers, but I'm going for the length for the extra large so it'll fit without doing a ton of math. So, because I got a different gauge, because I tried it at so I'm using size 6 needles, and I really like the way this fabric is. And I went down a couple and got closer to the gauge that the pattern calls for, but I didn't like the fabric of the fabric that it was making. It was like super tight and I don't think it would have been a nice sweater. It probably would have been like armor, not a sweater. So
real heavy.
Yeah. So I am doing it at the 5 stitches per inch with the size 6 needles, and it still is pretty thick. So it's going to be like a nice sweater to wear all the time. So I am a little nervous though, because when you change gauge, you might not have enough yardage, and I have a limited amount of yardage. So
how much do you have total?
I have like 2,100.
That's a good amount of yardage for a sweater.
Yeah, but I mean, if you look at this pattern, so it has like a shawl collar, and you knit that, and then you pick up and knit for the button band. So I figured, if anything, but see, like that shawl collar is like super long. I could maybe cut an inch out or something. I don't know. I'm hoping I have enough yardage. Though the last time I spun for a sweater, it said I needed X amount of yards, and I spun up that much, plus like 1 more skein of yardage. And I knit it, and I had like 4 skeins left over. So like, and that one was the Idlewild. No, I forget what the name of that one was, but it's like a shawl neck sweater, or a cowl neck sweater.
Oh yeah.
So I think sometimes, like when you spin for a sweater, your actual sweater uses, I don't know, sometimes the gauge, it's just different, like what you use, because I had enough for that sweater and I used like way less than it called for. So I'm hoping that this is the same case.
I think it probably does, like, it depends on the designer if they like add an extra 100 or 2 yards.
Yeah.
Requirement or not. I don't know.
So I'm hoping that I have enough for this sweater.
Yeah.
It will be very disheartening to get to the end and not have it. So in my new, it has like 8 buttons that I need to get. So I didn't have any in my extensive button stash. So I wanted to knit, and I have to go to and find some buttons, I think. And I'm not sure if there's any button stores around here. I might try at the knitting store and see if they have buttons.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that is when I turn in my 50%, I have to have it.
You can always look on Etsy too. I've seen some really cool ones that people make, like metal buttons that they like. I don't know. I don't even know how they make them, but there's some cool ones out there.
I'm thinking I want to either wooden, like I had some star shaped wooden buttons, but they were too small. So, and I only had like 6 of them, and it calls for 8 1-inch ones. So I might see if I can find some wooden star ones.
Okay.
Or, something like neutral, like the wood was neutral, a neutral wood, or like you said, metal, like a neutral metal button. So yeah, but that's all I have as works in progress. So
awesome.
Right round.
Okay, so I didn't bring it up here. I brought like everything else under the sun up here because let me look in here real quick. Yeah, no. Okay, well, I finished my giant mashup from Spinning Mermaid, and I totally forgot to bring it up here. If you guys really care, I posted pictures on Instagram. You can check it out there. It's like crazy loud and bright and colorful. I think I got, actually here, I can pull it up on my phone. I forget how many yards I got. Over 2,000. I'm pretty sure. Now it's taking forever. But as I'm pulling that, oh, here we go.
You didn't bring those little sweaters up?
I did, but the giant mashup I'm going to show you real quick.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're talking about the giant mashup. Sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, 2,232 yards. Okay.
That's
so
amazing.
Here it is. It's like loud and colorful. Oops, wrong way. 2 giant skeins. Oh, here, I put my hand in it for like size value. Yeah. The things were ginormous, okay? Or are ginormous. And somehow, I think because I spun them so fine, I was able to get them on my jumbo bobbin on my sidekick, like just in 2 skeins. And that was like 24 ounces of fiber. Or more, because like the finished weight was, I think, almost 13 ounces per thing. So I guess my, like, who I got it from must have like been a little over or conservative with their ounces, you know what I mean? Like they gave you a little extra.
Yeah.
Anyways, and I got all that fiber from Spinning Mermaid back when she had a sale because she was shutting down her shop for a little while. But yeah, so here's the beginning ones, if you remember the braids on the bottom. But yeah, so that was really fun, and I liked spinning that. I don't have a sweater picked out, but I'm thinking maybe a Wonderful Wallaby, like just super simple, because I like hooded sweatshirts, and I haven't had one for a while, and I've knit all the kids and Joe Wonderful Wallaby, but I don't have one myself.
Oh.
So yeah.
I've
never made myself one.
You're gonna knit with it?
I think.
So like, I love the way that it looks, but I find I am more of a button up or a zip up sweater person instead of a pullover. Because like I have that cowl neck sweater that we were just talking about, but I hardly wear it because I just get so hot. I need to have it to take off easily.
True. Yeah, no, I thought about that, but I don't know. I spun this one so fine, like it's like fingering weight, like
Yeah.
lightweight. So I'm thinking it should be light enough for that. Okay, so then my newt is kind of fiber related. Obviously, it is fiber related, but so I can talk about it now in the spinning thread. Okay, so I carded up. No, I'm processing, spinning, and knitting a sweater for my newt. Okay, I had a fleece down in the basement since Allena was going to do a newt. It like got my juices flowing, and I wanted to join in the fun. And I haven't done a newt. I look back in over 2 years.
Yeah.
Like,
So that's
which
like,
is
so for me, it's probably been
household
longer.
terms. So it's about time. It's fun. I'm glad I'm getting back into it. So I had this fleece. It was Romney and CVM, which is California Variegated Mutant
I know, I love
mix.
the name. It's been
And I washed it up already. The fleece was, I bought it I think 2 years ago. So it like really needed, like you shouldn't let fleece sit around with lanolin on it that long. So I like really needed to. Anyway, so here's just some fiber. I washed it up. I don't know. I picked most of it. So like the staple and the crimp isn't intact too much. Here's one that I could, maybe not. I don't know.
yeah.
It has super nice crimp to it. It's pretty soft. Maybe not merino soft, but right up there. Like pretty nice. The lighter stuff, it had some dark stuff and it had some light stuff. The lighter stuff seemed to be a little more soft. So I wasn't sure if I wanted to just mix it all or keep it separate. So I carded it up after washing it and drying it and picking through it and getting all. There wasn't too much VM or poo tags or anything like that.
That's always
hard it up into bats. What?
when there's not that much stuff.
Yeah, no, it was good that there wasn't. It was relatively clean. They had skirted it really well. I bought it at the Wisconsin Sheep and Wool Festival.
They skirted it. That's nice.
Yeah, so it was already skirted for the most part, but like I had a handful or so of stuff to pick out. And then when I was carding it up, there was, I don't know what it was. It was these like hard little things. You know how clove, like when you get whole clove, it felt like that. It wasn't actually clove, but it was like something hard and like, it was weird. Anyway, so I picked out some of that stuff, but it was really nice fleece. Anyways, I carded it up, and I added some silk to it. You can see the silk in there. And I carded up about 30 ounces, which I only have to do 1.5 pounds, which is 24.
Yeah.
Ounces. But I figured I'd err on the safe side. So I have light and dark.
Okay.
But I have about 20 ounces of this and 10 ounces of this. So I'm going to, well, first of all, I spun up samples and then I knit them. So one sample I did all dark. Another sample I did all light. Another sample I carded the two together and did a mix. And then I did a sample of 1 ply light and 1 ply dark. Like, and I never sample. I don't know what got into me because usually I just kind of go with the flow and don't.
No, that's good because I always sample because I hate doing things twice. And if you do stuff and it doesn't work out, you want to know before you get into it.
Exactly. And I usually just kind of go with it and figure it out. But I was like, I'm going to sample. So with the samples, I knit little sweaters because I figure if you're going to knit a swatch, I have a garland that I want to like make ginormous. I think I have about 10 or 12 sweaters, but I was like, I'm going to make little sweaters. So
that's the light one.
That's the light. This is the dark. So I'll hold it up next to the light.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, and then this is the mix. And this is the 1 ply dark, 1 ply light. I figured I didn't have enough of the light or the dark to do it completely that way. So my choices were between these two. And I thought the 1 ply light, 1 ply dark looked a little more even color-wise throughout the whole thing. So I kind of wanted to go that way. But then I was like, but I have like 20 ounces of this one and 10 ounces of that one. I could do a 3 ply, which 3 plies are always nicer to knit with, I think.
And they're a little more round, and they'll keep they won't pill as much.
And the stitch definition. So
yeah.
So I spun up a 3 ply and I knit it up. So I don't know if you can see the stitch definition.
Yeah, definitely.
Compared to this one. Like it's a lot nicer on here. So I think I'm going to go 3 ply. It's a tiny bit thicker. I tried to spin them a little thinner, so I'm going to have to spin pretty fine. But the gauge is still on. But it's still a lightweight, probably like a heavy fingering, which is kind of what I'm aiming for. Like the pattern calls for sport or DK, I forget which one, but they say the yarn actually acts like a fingering weight.
Okay.
So I'm like, so that's my goal. So I think I'm going to go 3 ply. I just finished this yesterday. But yeah, so I have 5 little sweaters all knit up.
So what pattern do you use for those little sweaters?
Oh, I don't. I cast on 20 stitches and I knit flat, and then like, as you know, I figure out how tall I want them, and then I bind off in the middle about 5 or 6 stitches, and then turn around and cast back on. And then so you knit like a whole flap and it has a hole in the middle, and then when they're flat I pick up stitches and knit sleeves on the things, and then I just seam up the arms. Yeah. Easy enough. But yeah, they're cute and serve their purpose, and they're pretty soft. I'm actually debating if I want to throw in, because I put silk in there because I wanted a nice drape, but I have some faux cashmere, and I'm wondering if I want to like card that into it a little bit to give it a little extra softness. I'm not sure. I have to decide that quick because I need to get spinning.
Well, if you do that, then you need to like sample again to see how it turns out.
I could do a little bit and sample again.
Cashmere will change it.
I don't think it'll change it too much though.
But I mean, it still changes it enough.
I guess. I don't know. Anyways, but yeah, so it was hard to get the silk to like blend in completely. Yeah. I put them through twice, I think.
Did you comb
it? So
it?
I definitely got to card them one more time.
Did you comb them and then blend them? I mean,
no.
With your comb and half.
I used my picker, so it opens up the fiber, and then I carded them. And it was nice enough that I didn't have to comb them. But they're pretty. I don't know. They're pretty nice.
That's cool.
So I'm not sure. Maybe I'll try like a ½ ounce sample and spin it up and make another sweater. I don't know. I feel like I'm like wasting time.
But when you get like the fiber quality and the yarn that you want, it's not really wasting time.
No, it's not. But I feel like I'm behind on my nude already, which I'm not, because I washed a whole fleece already and pretty much processed it up. I just need to run it through the carder again, and then I can start spinning. Let me see. Oh, I'm also flying up still my Rolegs that were the Happy Little Clouds and Unicorn Guts. I probably am like halfway done. I still have like a lot to supply, which is already on here. But yeah, so I carry that around with me and ply once in a while. Part of me wishes I would have just threw it on the wheel and plied it, because it would be done in like 2 hours or not, or even faster. But I wanted it all done on the spindle because it's fun. So yeah. But yeah, I think that's it for my spinning.
Okay. So I have spinning. So my Newt is knitting that sweater out of the hand spun and then spinning and dyeing yarn for a different sweater. So I had like a pound of Swaysdale, I think it's called. Let me see. From Louette, it's Swaysdale top.
Okay.
Got it from Paradise Fibers, maybe, I don't remember. A while ago, and it's been sitting there. So Andy really likes this sweater that I bought. It's like a double-breasted, like fancy not cabled, but like mini sweater. So I've been spinning. I spun up. So I have 4 of these. So they're each 1/4 of a pound. So they're 4 ounces. And this, I don't know if you can see, but look at, so this fiber is super like, whoo, like when I'm spinning with it, I get it everywhere. Like if I ever needed a spinning apron, it would be right now. Like I seriously sat there and thought for like an hour, maybe I should make myself one, but then I didn't, and I just spun, and I just use a sticky thing to get it all off of me. So I have
I wonder if that's like the guard hairs or whatever. Why it does that? That's weird.
I don't really know. Like I looked up the breed, and it's like I forget what it said.
Or I've seen people mist it with like a little bit of conditioner and water when you're spinning it, so it doesn't fly away as much. You could try that a little bit.
Right. So I have 4 ounces done, and then I broke up the other because I need to get. I'm doing a 2-ply, which I know we were just talking about a 3-ply works better, but when I did the 3-ply, it was as soft as the 2-ply, so I did that. So I take the 4 ounces and I like split it up so I can spin it pretty easily. So I have 4 ounces completely done, and I'm gonna wait to the end to ply them. And then I started on the next 4 ounces, so I have probably about 6 ounces completely done, and I've started on the next another bobbin.
Awesome.
So yeah, but it's soft, and the reason I don't normally pre-draft, but the reason I did with this is because I'm using the Sonata, and we talked about this before, and it just gets like I guess it's not pulling. I'm not moving fast enough, even though I am pedaling slower, and I have the whirl size like I go to a slower one, so it spins slower. Still, for whatever reason, I still get see that like that. I still get it like twisted, and it's not pulling in, and I'll even have the tension up pretty high, and I don't know. I just need to figure it out. Like when I first start is when the problem is, and when I end is when the problem is, but like I get into a groove and then I can move faster. So I pedal slower. Like I make myself pedal slower. So it's I don't know. It's like a process. So and when I ply, I'll go up a whirl size, so it'll like hopefully spin it out some, or maybe I'll go down a whirl size. I don't know. I'm not like a super technical spinner. Yeah. So I'll have to figure it out. But anyways, so that's what I'm doing. So to get to 50%, I think I needed 20 points. I forget. I have to go look at my Newt turn-in, my Newt thing to see where I am at point-wise. So I'm at 50%.
And that's not till the end of September, right? 50%.
Right. But I really want to get ahead on this month because of school, and then September is my busy for Star Knits month. So, but yeah, so I've been doing that, like watching TV at night when I'm with the family. But yeah, so that's what I'm spinning. But during that, I think you've heard us talk about our trade. So I sent Jessica bags and she sent me wool, and I have the wool with me. I'm pulling it out of my little bag. Okay, it's not so little.
My giant bag of fiber.
Those original space bags, the extra large size. So these are the fibers that Jessica spun for me, and I have other superwash. I have other
dyed for you,
blends.
but yes.
That I have about 2 pounds of fiber to spin a sweater quantity of yarn, and I think I might spin for the post grad cardigan, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So this one she named Bridesmaids. It's like hot pink and fuchsia and then a light pink. It's fabulous. Like, you can't even see how awesome it is because the lighting in here is really bad.
Pink is the worst color to photograph. I could not get a good picture of that, like in video or pictures form or whatever. It's like awesome at first.
I posted on Instagram was pretty close, I think.
That was actually.
And then she did this one, which is blue and teal and light blue and green teal, greenish. Anyways, it looks awesome too. And again, it's like the lighting isn't that great, but it looks really cool. And she named that one Ocean Waters. And then this one Slither On, which is my favorite. I think I love it to pieces. It's got like dark greens, like a chartreuse, and then like a lime green. And they're like all mixed together, so it makes it like awesome. If I could have like all of the yarn in this, I would wear a sweater with just this colorway. And then I told her she needed to just surprise me with some bright colors. And so she dyed purple and black and pink and gray. But I'm not
isn't all that bright, but
right. But it looks really good. So, and I had, let me see if I can find the picture of all of it together. All of the fiber that I have.
Yeah.
To spin.
It actually tied in pretty well. Like when you sent me the picture, I was like, dude, I didn't even plan for it. I mean, you requested certain colors, but like it looks good together.
So I have some Shadowin fiber arts. I have the one in Severus Snape, and then I have like a Rivendell, and like she had like sets that you could buy, and so I had those. Plus Jessica's, plus then I have like some solid. So this is the color. This sweater is going to be like so bright, which as I'm knitting the sweater that I'm knitting now, I was like, oh, they're kind of similar. So I'm kind of a dork and I have like the same color, but you know, whatever.
It has a lot more grays in it too with the super bright.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be totally awesome.
Yeah, because I do have some grays, and the Rivendell one is pretty gray. But yeah, so that photo, this photo does kind of show, which you can't see on here, but if you go on my Instagram account, that photo does show the pink pretty good. So, especially the one with all of them, it shows the pink really well. Pretty close. So yeah, but so those are the fibers that I got for the bags that I sent Jessica, which we showed you last week.
Oh, I was to say, I'll show it later in random randomness.
Okay, so that's all I have for spinning. So everything Newt.
I know.
So
we should have a Newt section. Anyways, moving on. Sewing. Do you have sewing?
Yeah, I have been doing some sewing prep, but I did sew a lot. Like here, I'll show you right here next to me. Excuse my mess. See, like my tree of finished bags. I have a bunch of finished bags that I still have to price. And then I got some fabric in the mail. So on Instagram, one of the ladies I follow was doing a de-stash of some like vintage fabrics, and they were really reasonably priced. So I was like, score. So I got them in the mail yesterday. So this is one. It's just fabulous. So I just have to match it, and then I'll make some bags out of it. So it's really fantastic. And then So I'm not an orange person, but a lot of people like orange. So I got this one. And it's like kind of vintage and totally retro. So I like it kind of. Like I wouldn't want a bag out of it, but other people might. And then there's this one. And in the picture, I thought it would go well with this, like as an inside. But seeing it, I think I'm just going to use it by itself and just get something else to match this one.
Yeah.
And then these tulips are really cool.
Oh, those are super cute. I like those.
Yeah. So that is my fabric acquisition. And I cut a bunch of fabric and I've been ironing. And I've been ironing in preparation to get sewing. I made some, they're over there, but last time I made padded pockets because I try to use as much of the fabric I have up. So I'll do like a quilted bag. And so they're padded. And last time I had some, I sold out of them really fast. So, but they take a little bit longer to make.
Right.
If I can find the picture of them.
I saw I think on Instagram, but it looked pretty awesome what you're making.
Yeah, so I did one. Here's a picture. So I did one with pinks. And then I did one, like if you look here, there's foxes, all the fox fabrics I had. And then back here is all the sheep fabrics I had. And then this one, I found I had some apple and pear fabric. So I just kind of matched that, like left over, like just small parts. So like with this like quilting thing, I can, you know, like I can get them. So those bags, I matched them and they will hopefully make some nice bags, but I need to get more padding stuff so I can make more of those. So, but yeah, that's all I have for sewing right now. Like I've been working, you know, like I have some big shows coming up, so I've been working pretty hard at it.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Any word on the cardio challenge?
No, I need to put thought into that. I'm sorry. I will get on that and have it ready before we podcast next. I promise.
So I've been wanting to do some yoga because
too.
I don't really like running or all that stuff. I don't mind walking. But I've been wanting to do like yoga so I can like be more flexible. And I found on Amazon Prime, they have a bunch. There's one for people who it's like for back pain. So like all the stretches work for your back.
Nice.
And then I found like some beginner ones. Like some of them are kind of like wishy-washy, and I don't do that. I mainly want the flexibility and the stretching. I don't really want to
meditate
or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm like I'm some of them are kind of like out there, and some of them are like everything yoga, and then other ones are just like, this is how this helps your body, and this is how you can be more flexible, and that's what I like. If that makes sense. So you know, like you have to watch a few to find some. So, and no offense to anyone who's totally all like that. That's just not me. But anyways, so I found one, like a beginner one that I did yesterday, and I am so not flexible. It's not even funny. And it doesn't help that I'm a bigger woman. Like I wish I could find some of the plus size yoga people, because I follow a couple on Instagram. Let me see if I can find them. Like they're like plus size women who do yoga.
That's
and
awesome.
They're like all about, and it's pretty awesome how they do it. Let me see if I can find. Here's one. Her name is Dana Falsetti, and she does like yoga. Like I don't know if you can see that, but like she does yoga. She has workshops online, but I think most of them she just goes around. She's like a yoga teacher, but she's definitely plus size. So it's kind of nice because normally when you see these videos, they're like skinny mini the one that I watched, she was, I swore in another life she was a cheerleader, because she would just like, and no offense to cheerleaders or anything, but she was just like so happy and like, blah, you know, like, and I was seriously like, really? But anyways, I did yoga yesterday. This is a long story for that. So I did some yoga yesterday, and it was like, so like I could only do like half of the moves, because some of them I'm just not, I don't have a good enough balance, or I'm not flexible enough. But it was such a workout. At the end, I was like shaking, like,
that's awesome.
Like, and I was just, it was just stretches, you know, and I was just like shaking, and then I felt really tall all day. And I was going to do it today, but I was like, maybe I should just do every other day right now. But it was definitely good. And I figure I'll keep doing that same video until I can actually do all the poses.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's my gym story.
So that's awesome. I don't have any, so you rock.
Amazon Prime, you have access to a ton of videos on there.
Well, I mean, I don't have any gym to tell about because I haven't done anything.
Yeah. I was wanting to go to like a yoga class, but again, being a plus size woman, it's kind of like intimidating to go to a class. One, I'm not flexible. Two, I have no idea about most yoga, like how, if I'm actually doing it right or how to do it. So going to a class, I'm not sure I would fit in at all.
Right.
So yeah. So doing it at home is like my best bet right now. But I was wanting to go, like a friend of mine goes and she says it's really great. But I was just like, you know.
You need to practice first.
Plus, like it doesn't cost a lot, but it's a little bit of money. But yeah. So anyway, back to regular scheduled program. We're now on binging.
Okay.
So, are you binging on anything?
I'm stuck on that book, the third one, A Vision in Silver. I think it is, of the Others series. Not that I'm stuck on it. I was listening to it and it's great and all, but then, you know, other things happen and the kids are around, so I don't get much listening time.
Right.
Because usually when I listen to something, I zone out and I don't pay attention to other people or things, which is not a good thing with the kids around. Anyways, but I have been getting sucked into Grey's Anatomy again. I had like stalled out, I think on like season 6 or 7. They were dealing with cancer and stuff. What?
Made it way farther than me. I think I'm on like the 3rd season.
Well, like, so I totally just dropped my phone. Someone had cancer and it was like a little too much, so I had stopped. But anyways, I picked it back up and I'm like way far into it. I've been watching it at night. And a little bit through the day, but that's what I was knitting on my shawl and socks too, like while watching that. So it was helping me get things done because I really want to finish those things before term starts. Anyways, so that's what I've been binging on. With the kids, we're watching The Flash. I think we're on season 3 now. And they're digging that, though it totally took a big turn, sort of. I hate when shows do that. Like, they have to keep going, though. So I get it, but whatever. I don't have my thing on. I think that's it.
The Crown.
Oh, and The Crown. Joe and I are watching that. We haven't watched it for a week or two, though, because he was catching up on something, and we just didn't. Actually, I think we only have like 1 or 2 episodes left, because it's only like 6, right? 6 or 8 episodes of that thing.
Yeah.
So I think they said another season is coming out soon-ish.
Yeah, coming up, I think, in a couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's that.
So, I've been reading, because like I said, it was cutting fabric and then ironing. So when I'm ironing, I watch TV. When I'm cutting or sewing, I listen to audiobooks. So I finished The Murder Most Frothy, which is the coffee house murder mystery. But I don't remember if I read it before or whatever, but like I figured it out really quickly into the first part of the book, so it was like kind of boring. So then I started the Chicagoland Vampires Some Girls Bite because I finally got it from the library. So that's the first book, and then I finished that one, and then I went to Friday Night Bites, and then I'm listening to currently Twice Bitten. So while I like the series,
it's really annoying.
There's some things that I am really annoyed with, like
I feel ya.
Strong female leads, but I hate that she's like all in love with this guy, and it bugs the crap out of me. Anyways, but I am liking it. We'll see. I'm on the third book, like I said, and I do like it, but I'm not like as obsessed with it. Like I have to read it,
right?
As I have been with other books, like the Mercy Thompson ones. I was like, oh, I have to read it. Even the Alpha and Omega, I was like, oh, I have to. And then so yeah. But I knew what I was getting into because I read The Sight and The Veil, and it's the same author, and it's not that they're the same, but like how they go is kind of similar, like how she thinks, or how she writes, basically her characters. So
like I said, it's a good series. It's not like my favorite, but it was good enough that I kept reading.
Yeah, and it's kind of like it's on the verge of being too much angst.
That's why I say it's like college.
Yeah, because I mean, supposedly 28, 29, and I'm like, yeah. So like that kind of annoys me. Like even the other Women of Otherworld by Kelly Armstrong I liked better. Even the books that I didn't like weren't as bad because they were more adult, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So teenagery, if that makes sense. So anyway, but that's just my personal preference. Like I don't really care for young adult novels anymore because I'm so sick of the angst. I get enough of it with others. And anyways, so yeah, so that's what we're reading. And then in the meantime, like the library must like track what I like, or they're just highlighting science fiction books because they had like, I would open it up and be like, have you read this new science fiction read? And I was like, oh my gosh. So I have like other ones that I'm waiting for the first books in the series because I like to read series, but not always, because I did read this book called Amped, which it popped up. Have you read this science fiction? So it's by, I forget what the guy, he wrote Robopocalypse too. So basically it's like in the future, technology has gotten so far that they have like these like patches that they put in your head, and it like cures like epilepsy and stuff like that, which is really cool. But then people start getting it as an elective surgery instead of to help problems, so it makes them smarter, or like kids with ADHD, it helps them focus, stuff like that. But then people are like mad because these people are smarter, and then they like pass this law basically that like discriminating against people who had this surgery. It's crazy, and it was like so science fiction-y, and it was awesome. It was good. So that I read that because like the library popped up, have you read this? And I was like, okay. And it was really good. So I got a couple of new science fiction books waiting for me to read. There's a couple series that I'm waiting for, like the first one to start on those. So I've been like booking it up a lot, except for the past couple of days because I've been ironing. So I've been watching. And I don't know if you guys know, but like Defenders, Netflix and Marvel join together and they release different shows. And the one, like I watched Jessica Jones like back when it first came out, and I was like stalled a little bit in Daredevil. So I binge watched the rest of Daredevil. And then I had started, I hadn't ever started Luke Cage. So, and I had started Iron Fist, and it's on pause right now because when I was watching it, there was stuff happening that happened in the other shows that I didn't watch yet. So I'm like binge watching. I binge watched the end of Daredevil, and then I started Luke Cage, and I'm like almost done with Luke Cage. And then I'm gonna finish Iron Fist, and then I'll watch Defenders. But it's really cool, like the superhero thing. So I've been like binge watching that at night, and then but those are all TVMA, so I can't really watch them with Bella around. So we've been watching Primeval on Amazon Prime, and she's really liking that, like with the anomalies and stuff, and like dinosaurs and stuff. So it's kind of cool. And then with Andy, I've been watching The Office. But you talked about watching Quantico once, and you did not tell me how addicting that show is. I watched the first one, and then like 5 episodes later, I was like, holy cow. Like, I think I'm on like the 4th or 5th episode, but I like watched like in one sitting. I sat down and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to watch the next one. I need to know what's happening.
I think
that's a really good show.
Season 2 just came out. I need to
did it?
check on that. I think I saw that. And that's like a Netflix original. So it's only on Netflix. That's good.
That's a really good show. So I've been binging on that. But right now I'm on Luke Cage, and it's so good. It's so good.
I started watching Jessica Jones like with Joe. We watched a couple episodes, and I think Joe falls asleep at night because he's tired after work. So it's hard to watch a show with him. Hence why we're stalled out on The Crown. Anyways, so I didn't get very far on it, but does it get better? Like the first couple episodes, I'm kind of like, I remember Allena saying she watched it, but I didn't know if she liked it a lot. Like I was kind of like on the fence. I'm like, it's not.
Yeah, I was on the fence first with Jessica Jones, but then you get into it and you really like it. I really liked it.
Okay, so then Luke Cage is on that show. Is that before or after?
Jessica Jones so it starts out with Daredevil.
Oh.
Jessica Jones, then Luke Cage, then Iron Fist, and then Defenders, which just came out.
Okay, so you have to watch them in order that way.
Yeah, you probably do want to. I mean, you could start with Jessica Jones and not really watch Daredevil. But yeah, they're like all like really dark. Like Daredevil is super dark.
Joe watched that. I didn't watch it with him. I forget what I was watching at the time.
I like Daredevil. And then Jessica Jones came out, and then the second season of Daredevil came out. So I think you could watch Jessica Jones after the first season. But Luke Cage, they talk about stuff that happened in Jessica Jones.
Okay.
And then Iron Fist, there was stuff they were talking about that happened in Luke Cage that now that I've watched it, I understand. So I might have to go back and watch a few. But Defenders is like all 4 of them together.
Oh, okay.
But they're like, so Kristen Ritter, who is the actress who plays Jessica Jones, I follow her on Instagram. I didn't know this until like a couple days ago. She knits.
That's awesome.
And she taught Chris Cox, who is Daredevil, how to knit. So there's like a picture of them knitting on the set of Defenders. But she knits all the time and has stuff. Like I found this out and I like followed her on Instagram because of it, because it's awesome. And I mean, like, you know, but those shows are like super dark. So they're not like, you know, like when you watch Avengers, you get laughs and there's all the comedy and stuff. It's
right.
Dark. Though Iron Fist, I've noticed, is a little bit lighter than the rest of them. But like I said, I've only been in a couple of episodes because I stopped to go back and watch everything.
Okay.
But, you know, if you like the superhero stuff, I would recommend it.
And I do like it, but I would say, like, Joe's not as, like, superhero obsessed as you guys are, or as Andy is. So, like...
But see, Andy hasn't watched any of these with me. Like, he'll come in at the end as I'm watching them.
Yeah.
But he doesn't really... And he'll be like, oh, you know...
So
like,
Gabe is getting on board. Like, he really likes the Flash. And then they've showed, like, the Flash and the Arrow team up a lot, and like I had watched the Arrow first. I think I haven't seen like the latest season or whatever, but like like they like featured Barry Allen, who is the Flash, on Arrow, like before he became the Flash, like, and like they, you know, every, I don't know, 5 or 7 episodes, they have an episode together, or, you know, including them. So that's kind of fun. So I'm like, I'm not sure if I want him to watch that because that one's a little darker. Because the Flash is a lot more family friendly, I'll say.
Right. Like a lighter TV for me.
I think it's lighter than that. I think it's only PG.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it is. There's like no sex, which is nice because I'd rather not have that for the kids than a little bit of violence. Like,
yeah, which is funny, but
but whatever.
But yeah, so.
But he's getting into that, so he likes that. And then like they kind of showed Supergirl a little bit on there, so I was like, maybe we could watch that show next. Is that family friendly?
And it was kind of sugary sweet, so we kind of stopped watching it.
Okay.
Well, I was watching it with the kids, and then I don't know if they were into it or not, so I stopped.
Okay. Oh, but it's kid friendly enough.
Oh yeah, it's like super. I think it's right up there with Flash.
Okay.
Like I liked it, but some other like they would allude to Superman was like obvious. And you're just kind of like, really, but that's me. So yeah, it was good.
Okay.
But anyways, okay.
I know, like now that section is done.
Done that to death. Let's go to random randomness. So for the House Cup is live until the 25th. You have 3 days to sort.
I signed up already.
Okay, good.
Are you proud of me?
Yes. I actually tagged you to it on Facebook. So yeah.
I think that's why I sorted.
Had the end of term feast. Ravenclaw won. Slytherin was second. So that's cool.
It is. It's because I didn't do any newt or owl. It's all my fault. We're gonna win this term.
Yeah. So so Slytherin can win. I didn't look at the Quidditch Cup to see who won that, but I'm really bad at Quidditch, so that's why I didn't. But so sorting happens until the 25th, and then at the end of the month you'll find out what house you're in. Slytherin is what I requested, but Slytherin every year, like calendar year, they do a manor shakeup, so you can meet new people and get to know new people for like a year. Then you're in the same manor. So that's happening this term. So they're all new manors. So and they're Wandwoods, and they have a list. I'll link to it of who the snake, the mamas and the middles are, and what the name of their manors are. We don't know what manor will be in until the end of the month.
Okay, I was gonna say, they didn't sort yet, did they? No, because sorting's still open.
After sorting, they put you in a manor, which I think is cool. I'm excited. I like it because then I get to talk to different people and get to know different people, even though I don't chat as much as I used to.
Yeah, same here. I know. I just started being chatty more in the Slytherin threads because, like I said, I just haven't been online. My computer was all screwy the last couple of years. Yeah. And B, I just wasn't up for it. But I'm like, I need to get back at it. So it's been fun. I've been in like this spinning thread and I forget what they're calling it, but knitting with handspun thread.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to the new manors too. Not that I didn't like my old one. It'll be good to like get back in there.
Yeah, I like the switch up. So that's happening. Can we talk about Instagram for a minute?
Sure.
Their ads are ridiculous.
It's like every 5 pictures you get an ad.
So but funny thing. So yesterday I was like looking I used to like report them and say these are ridiculous, stop sending them. Yeah. And I think they put more up when you do that. So started ignoring them. But as I was scrolling through, there was one for a freeze dry, like fridge thing. And it was like, your ancestors, it was hilarious. I was like laughing at it. It was like, your ancestors used to prepare food for when times are tough. So now you should too. This is a freeze dry machine. It freeze dries its food for up to 25 years.
What?
Freeze dry ice cream. So like you can make like astronaut food in your home now.
That's kind of awesome, actually.
But then I was like reading the comments and they're like super expensive.
That's funny. I know. I've noticed that a lot.
Like every 4 or 5 things. And so then just when I was posting that we were podcasting, it popped up like rate us. So I rated it and I went off. I was like, I'm so sick of these ads. And then not being chronological, I gave them only 3 stars, even though I like Instagram.
Which is sad. I love Instagram to bits, but I hate the ads too. And I agree. I wish it was chronological and it didn't pick and choose for you. Isn't that ever since Facebook took over it?
Yeah.
Whatever. So
review because I was annoyed.
That is annoying.
But they're outrageous. So, 5. It's not even funny.
So I'm going to show you, even though Allena showed you last week, for our trade. So this is my spinning bucket, which is with knitting chickens. How cute is that?
I know. I have that up there. Like you can't see, but up there I have all my fabric that I need to like take to the store and match. And that's in that pile.
And I love that you can put the strap either in the middle or there's another button or snap rather, and it can go over here. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I didn't have that. I must have had earlier models from the first time I've had them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't spin with it, but yeah, my knitting chickens, they're so cool. Anyways, and then I have my bigger one. It's a medium size.
That's just my pocket. I think that's a Karen size pocket.
Okay, well, whatever. It's like the puking rainbow unicorns. They're totally awesome. There's the pocket on the front. I real quick just to like show stuff. I had some hand spun in there. 2 skeins, which fits quite easily, and there's lots more space. But I love it. I'm excited to start using it. I'll probably put my sweater in there until it doesn't fit anymore for my newt when I start doing that.
Yeah, that's the size between my smaller pockets that I have with those and my extra large pockets, which is like sweater size.
Yeah. I mean, it would be perfect for like a large shawl, like, like my Find Your Fade or something that uses multiple skeins of yarn.
Yeah.
Shawl. So popular lately, like the 2 or 3 fingering weight skeins of yarn things. Yeah. So I'm excited about that. And it's totally awesome because you're puking rainbows.
I know.
Okay, so you already showed people the fiber that I dyed for you. Well, I did sample, and I'm not sure. I think I might add these to the shop, but I'm not sure. What do you think?
Should. After you send me the green ones.
I must put more. I did them differently. Anyway, it's more whatever. But Truby claimed this one, so I can't send it to you.
Truby!
But I could always dye more because I actually wrote down what I used and the order in which I dyed it. Like I made a little diagram for myself.
I love that color. I would make a sweater in just that color.
I know, it's pretty. I could make more. We'll have to do another trade another time. So yeah, so this was the Slither On. This was the Ocean Waters. Let me throw those on my bed. This was a Gothic Girl.
I do.
Oh, too. This is different than yours. I did. Here, wait. Let me. This is yours. I had tried to put a little green in it, the pink one, and I didn't like how it kind of muddied up. Yeah. So I took the green out when I did yours because we didn't like that. But it's still pretty, but it's not what you wanted, I don't think. And then I really like this one, the surprise one. It's one of my favorites.
I know, that's a really cool color.
And then, okay, so then I had leftover dye that I used to dye. I did those first, and then you just did up some other ones. So this one's just gray and pink. I called that one Gothic Girl. Actually, I think you named them for me because sometimes I can't name things.
I like the way that is. It reminds me of the what are those dolls? Monster High dolls. That's what.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty. And then I did this one. This one I did Ocean Morning.
Oh, that was pretty.
Yeah, it's like aqua and a little bit of teal, and it turned into green, and it's good. I like it. It's pretty. And then this one I like a lot too. This is blues and teals and greens and purples.
It looks like a mermaid's tail.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
I think that's what I called it too.
You did. I sent a picture of 3. I'm like, what should I name these? So, yeah, I named them that. Anyway, so I dyed those up, and I forgot how much I love to dye. So, and actually, so Lauren had lent me, because you wanted really bright colors, and a lot of my dyes I got from Picasha when she did younger yarn fibers. She dyed yarn and fiber quite a few years ago, and I used to buy a lot of her stuff, but she got out of the business and she wanted to get rid of her dyes. So like we did a trade. She gave me a really good deal and sent me a bunch of half-used dyes at a super awesome price. So I didn't pick all my dyes and I didn't have super bright colors. So Lauren had just bought some, I think it was the fuchsia and the purple and the chartreuse that I used, and I really liked those. So I actually went and ordered some of my own.
Are they greener shades?
No, this is from Dharma Trading Company.
Okay.
There's Asta dyes. But I got those 3, and then I got some other ones. I got like a neon, one's called Radioactive, but I'm pretty sure it's like neon green. And then I got a neon, you don't like orange, but a safety, or actually it's fluorescent safety orange.
Holy cow. Radioactive one is probably going to be awesome.
Yeah. Electric violet, a some green, which you'd like, and then a purple pop and a fluorescent lemon. So I got all the fluorescents they had because I thought if I want to add 2 things, that would be perfect. So I got those. I've always been complaining whenever I dye that I don't have the best bottles. I have like little ones that I bought at Walmart or whatever that they probably still for and they leak and they're not the best and they're tiny. They're like this big, and I end up filling them up like 3 or 4 times per batch of like thing that I'm dyeing. So I ordered I forget how many ounces they hold. I don't know. But they come with caps that actually click on and off.
Cool.
So I'm super excited about that. And then some citric acid, which I won't show you, but then some also, this stuff is called Icicle, which is basic. It looks like Firestar. It's a little finer than it though, so I'm thinking it'll spin a little bit nicer than the Firestar. It's like, it seems a little finer. So I'm gonna dye some of those up, testing out my new dyes and see how that is for like add-ins for fun stuff. But yeah, and I got that all from Dharma Trading Company. They're pretty good priced things. So if you need dye, I would go there.
Which I do for Andy's sweater. I think he wants like a brown. Boring, I know, but.
Yeah, so I'm excited. I want to get dyeing again. I need to buy some bulk fiber though, if I want to actually sell just fiber. Though, so you guys should list those ones.
I think you should.
Okay, we can try. excuse me. Oh, I also dyed another for her for her birthday. It was like real light gray with like tiny bits of color. It looked, I called it pearlescent because it looked like mother of pearl, almost like gray with
Oh yeah.
color. But yeah. So that's that. I just didn't want to shove that all into spinning. But yeah.
I
forget.
cut out.
What?
Cut out. What did you say?
Oh, I just said I forget how much I love dyeing.
Yeah.
It's good.
So I have been trying to do updates every Monday, and I've been doing pretty good about it. So this Monday I did triangles.
Awesome.
So yeah. So school for Madison starts on Thursday. So Thursday we'll be driving her to college.
That's crazy.
I know. I have been crazy dreams about it, so I must be worried about it.
That's only natural, I'm sure.
Yeah. She's like super excited, so that's cool.
That is.
You know.
Does she have all her stuff and furniture and everything she needs, or do you have to still get stuff?
I think we were gonna look into when we get there, like a fridge.
Okay.
But I mean, she has the meal plan, so I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if her roommate is gonna have one or not. So yeah. But then next week starts school for Andy and Bella. So things have been a little crazy around here. You know, as they.
Mine don't start till the 5th.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, my kids also get out the end of May.
Yeah, mine go through June.
So Thursday we take Madison. I promise I'm not gonna cry. I hope not.
You're allowed to cry. Just save like the really bad crying till you get in the car.
Yeah. Well, they have, okay, so like when I went to college, they didn't have a thing like mom and dad dropped me off, and then I think it's because I played soccer, so I was there early. But they have this whole thing. So we take Madison, we check in, we get stuff, then there's like a picnic lunch, and then there's like a ceremony, and then there's like a goodbye time, and then you leave.
Oh.
Like they have it like all planned out. Like they sent her a schedule for this day and everything. So
busier than parents going crazy and not knowing what to do.
Well, I was just thinking of just dropping her off. Like, I mean, not like just dropping her off, like, you know, like helping her unpack and stuff.
Right.
But I wasn't expecting like a ceremony and a picnic and all that stuff. I guess that's what they do now. So, yeah. But it should be interesting. So, yeah, but that's all my randomness stuff to talk about.
That's crazy. I took Gabe, so Gabe's going to high school this year, right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I know which is a crazier step, but like it's still like I can't wrap my head around the fact that he's going to be going into high school. And not only high school, the same high school that I went to. So we in there, of course. But I went and found his locker, and he's in the same hallway that I had my locker, which is funny. The art hallway.
Was that up in the back of the school? Mine was at the front by the office.
Oh no, mine was upstairs by the art rooms. But yeah, so but it's crazy because they've added on since I've been there, like a huge big thing, and then like the main office like is in a completely different area. So, but it was really weird walking through those hallways. Like I haven't been there in how many years? It's crazy weird. But yeah. I'm a little worried for him, but I'm sure he'll do fine. Like all the freshmen go and they'll have like I think the first 3 hours to themselves before other kids come. So yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, we're getting ready for school. We've done school shopping, some shoe shopping. They need some clothes. That's it. That's boring stuff.
Oh, speaking of shoes, so Bella needed new sneakers, and then Andy needed dress shoes. And so I got an email from Payless.
Yeah.
And they had all these shoes on clearance for $10. So I got Madison and Bella sneakers, the kangaroo kind, for $10 each. And Andy like a pair of dress shoes for $10.
Online?
Like 50, yeah. They're originally like $50 shoes.
Huh. We went to Payless and they got like, you know, not Converse, but like
yeah,
Chuck Taylor. I forget what their brand is.
They have like Skechers and kangaroos and stuff at Payless now.
Yeah. But anyway, so they got that, but they weren't actually.
So because normally we try to go in when they have like the buy one get one half off, but they sent me an email. I'm like, let's just see if they have anything on clearance because $10 is better than $30, which is better.
Yeah, it is.
But so for the price of one pair of shoes, like we got 3, so it was pretty cool.
That is awesome. I like the deals.
Yeah. So anyways, we're going to let you guys go and we will see you in about 2 weeks.
Yep.
So
bye.
have a summer.